quest. So the ship is important not only as an expedition vessel that carried Shackleton, but also it's the ship that he died on. So it's a hugely significant historical vessel. When there is a find, we do want to get out there as quickly as possible with an ROV set up. I don't care what vessel it is. Yep. I don't care if it's 4 people or 40. Yep. We'll just want to get it.
And then once we basically hit it at different angles, we'll be able to have this one complete image, basically.
If we find quests, it will be a huge moment for the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. I mean, it'll obviously touch me personally, deeply, because it'll be something successful that I've been associated with. But really, it's a chance for the Royal Canadian Geographical Society, Canadian Geographic, to celebrate a great story that links Canada to the greatest polar explorer who ever lived.
We have a full muster. Presently we have 22. I have 8 to crew, and I have 14 clients for a total of 22. Toot, that makes a big blast. Sit down on the suit. Put your legs in.
And always help your buddy too.
Yes.
We're leaving St. John's and we're now on our way to Labrador. This is extremely exciting.
Alexander Shackleton is a very good friend of mine, as we know, and many of you are probably aware that I had almost a career-long dream to find Endurance. And Zaz desperately wanted me to find the wreck for her, and I guess if I couldn't do it for Endurance, then doing it for Quest is something that would bring us both satisfaction after knowing each other for 2 decades.
So we know that the ship sank over a period of roughly about 36 hours. The telegram that was reporting the sinking position was sent fairly quickly after the ship went down, so there shouldn't be too much drift, there's not too much lag. And we know the position was accurately reported in other sources, and that it was sent from the Nordbjorn, which was one of the ships that was involved in the rescue, because that's the ship that had, well, not only do we know it was sent from there, but it's also the ship that had the captain on board, which is critical, and that's the ship that brought the captain back from Norway.
So there's a high confidence level that that position was taken professionally, recorded quickly after the sinking, and it's stayed the same.
Interesting as well is that the telegram was sent at 21:20 GMT, which means the telegram was likely sent within an hour of the ship sinking. We simulated 10,000 times using Monte Carlo simulations, different moments when the ship could have turned east. And it gives this cloud, so this cloud of little points, each point represents a scenario.
Where I sort of started in many ways is from this plethora of stuff that was hanging around the house when I was growing up, which was all from this thing called Quest, which I knew a little bit about when I was a wee boy, and I've come to know quite a bit more about recently.
It's the uncertainty of it that makes it a really compelling and exciting thing to do.
And then hopefully it'll be calibrated. So then when we attach that to the side scan sonar, we'll have an accurate measurement of where the side scan is relative to the ship. So we have an accurate position of where the Quest is.
Are you comfortable about towing, 20, 25 meters off the seabed?
We'll see. I don't even know if we're going to get that deep.
What, that deep?
Yeah.
We better be.
Yeah.
I think we have a reasonably good chance. We've got complications.
We're trying to calibrate the USBL, which is a device that will be installed on the towfish sonar, so that we can locate it relative to the fish and know what we're actually scanning on the bottom. And it was supposed to take just an hour or so to do so, but at this point we're about 3 hours in, and we're still trying to calibrate it, and we're facing some challenges. And it's becoming a bit of a race against time, as we only have a few days to go out, do the tracks and the search pattern, then come back and to St. John's. So our window to actually search the search box is becoming smaller and smaller, and at some point we're probably going to have to make a decision on how much of the search box we're actually searching.
I'm just warning you guys, we are taking quick turns, so that's what we're at.
Okay, we're ready to deploy.
Finding Quest has been such a mathematical problem and, you know, a kind of a puzzle for the last several months that it's almost disconnected from the ship. It's really about all our planning. Did it work out?
No, I'm not happy. We're wasting hours here.
I completely agree.
I've gotten a bad solution or poor solution, but not no solution.
You're telling us we have no.
Well, it's just saying no to me right now. I don't know why it's saying no.
We just found out that the winch to lower the towfish in the sonar has failed, and therefore we can't fix it on board, and we're going to have to head back to St. Anthony and fix it there. It might take a couple of hours, and then we're going to head back out, and it's going to be 14 hours of sailing until we can get to the search box.
Okay. And what's our speed? Like 6 knots?
Yeah, 6 knots. 6.1.
Okay.
6.1.
Can you just start heading southwest, same speed?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
We're probably delayed at least 24 hours at this point.
That's pretty stressful. I mean, you plan for redundancy. You've got all this high-tech gear, and it's a winch that, you know, is thwarting your plans. So I don't know if it's a curse of Shackleton or what, but we'll obviously do our best to get past this.
So it took us 8 hours to come into St. Anthony. We arrived at roughly around midnight. It's now 8 a.m. And we now have parts that were apparently made at a car dealership that are being installed on a winch. And hopefully we're underway shortly. So,
Okay, so we get there about 11 o'clock.
yeah, and then we'll deploy.
And then we'll deploy.
Yeah, we'll deploy that.
So that gives us then, so let's call that midnight. That gives us all of Sunday,
Yeah.
and all of Monday.
If we have an extra day, because we have to be back in port on Tuesday evening. And it's 48 hours sailing.
Right.
So right now we have 24
So we
hours.
have 24 hours.
We have 24 hours.
So we need to find it in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm uncertain. You know, I feel about our chances of a find. I feel, on the one hand, really excited. We're finally getting to the point where we'll be deploying the sonar. You know, the towfish, we'll know hopefully fairly quickly if the coordinates that were recorded at the time of sinking were accurate. We'll know pretty quickly.
Oh, we had the best of it. The light's gone.
I'm going to see where this pressure switch is, and we're going to have to get something figured out here.
Is it possible that they can move the camera down so I can see the winch? I can't stop it. This kit's going out.
Okay, but you can pull it in.
I can't pull it in.
Okay, you can pull it in.
So there's no issue with that.
Mechanical issues are still plaguing us. Many of us haven't slept all night. We found a workaround, but we're still plagued with issues, and we're trying to do the best we can. But honestly, anxiety is through the roof. We're just trying to get these track lines done so that we can know whether the ship is where we think it is. Somehow, all of us that participated in this are tied to Shackleton now. We're tied to the ship. And you know, in 100 years from now, when people reference Quest, they're gonna say, and there was this team in June 2024 that came out here and faced incredible hardship to make it, and somehow found the wreck, and we're now tied to this.
That's it.
I think we got it.
Are you serious? That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
On that one.
And I think it hit there,
Right.
and then here, and then slid down. This is some debris around it, and you see this it's changed the acoustic nature of the sediment around it.
Yeah.
We found the Quest.
All right. yeah. Yes.
We got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Successful outcome of hundreds of hours of work that have brought people from all over the world together to make this happen. An immense accomplishment, I think, for the society, and I think for, honestly, closure in terms of looping the loop with Shackleton.
The Royal Canadian Geographical Society organized the Shackleton Quest expedition in order to find the last expedition ship of Sir Ernest Shackleton, the ship that Shackleton died on. And I'm very happy to say that we've found that ship. It's lying in 390 meters of water in the Labrador Sea. So having patrons like Chief Missel Joe of the Meow-Pek First Nation, in whose traditional territory we've been working, and the Honorable Alexandra Shackleton, the granddaughter of Sir Ernest Shackleton, as our co-patrons, it's an incredible, it brings great strength, and I think a wonderful sort of positive energy, if you will, to what we're doing. I know we had the right people supporting us, we had their good wishes, we'd sought their involvement. I think that makes a big difference. This isn't about any one personality. It's this wonderful story to be told, and we all have a stake in it in different ways.